Hello and welcome. In this video, we'll be learning how to create text with our Coreldraw software. Here is it here on my window. So when we click on it and launch it, it's going to display this page. Okay. Now, this is for basically inputting text, how to create text for your classroom decorations that you want to attach to your designs. And yes, it's going to be on text, different kind of text, whether a text that is standing alone or a text that you want to insert that's going to be within a shape. Okay, so when you open your Coreldraw, majorly we can print out on your A4 size, which is the size for typing of letters that is popular here in Nigeria. We used to have A3 size, which is twice A4. Okay, so I'm going to set this page size from letter to A4. You can see A4. So here we have our A4 paper. So to create your text, these are the tools for creating different designs. So you locate this, letter A is the text tool. You can see text tool. So when I click on it, you can see my icon now has changed to the icon that has letter A, meaning I can now use it to type text. Now let me zoom in. So to zoom in, I'm just scrolling my wheel on my mouse. To do that manually, all you need to do is to come to zoom tool. You can see this zoom tool. When I click on zoom tool, you can see that the mouse changes again. So you can select the area you want to use, and that particular place is going to become closer to you. To move backward, you can come up here. You can see if you click on the minus for zoom tool, because I've selected zoom tool, that is why this menu here changes to zoom properties. So when I click on minus, you can see it's getting smaller. I click on plus, is zoomed in, but you can see the zooming in is not favorable to me. So it's advisable that I select the area that I want to zoom in, and it's going to come closer to me. So let's continue. You leave this. To drop this zoom tool, you click on pick tool. Okay, I will take our text tool. These are text tool. So you click and type. So let's type welcome. Okay, I want back to be on another line. Click on enter. Welcome back to enter school. So here we have our welcome back to school. Now what do we do next? We're going to drop our text tool and pick our pick tool. Very important. Now let's make this bigger. You can make this bigger by clicking on this one here, or this square. Okay, or you can come here and increase the font size here. This is the text property. So this is here in the text property. You can change the font of the text. You can see it's changing. You can see there are different texts here. Okay, let me go with this. Let me increase the size. 48 points, 72 points. You see that 100 points, like that. So that is where you can edit that. Now for my welcome, so I want the first letter to be capital letter, okay, while the rest will be small letters. So I will double click on the text. I will select all by clicking Ctrl and A on my keyboard, Ctrl and A. Then I come up here to text. Under the text, you go to change the case. Then I go to title case. Okay, when I click on title case, okay, you can see each word now begins with a capital letter. Now, so what do I do next is to make it as big as I want, on my A4. So let's make this page landscape. Yes, so can I have this? You can see that. So you can print this out on your print from your printer, on your paper, or on your card. You can take it to the DI machine and print. So when you make your text, you can decide to give them colors. Here is green. You can see that, yellow, depending on the background of your classroom decoration. For example, let me bring in background here. This background, let me give it a background. I want to create a rectangle around here. I will double click on rectangle, 1, 2. You can see it gives the entire background rectangle. So I can then click this background. Let's say your background is this blue here, okay, or this one here, okay. Let's say your background is this color. So when you are giving your text a color, you need to give it a color that is going to make it very, very clear. All right. Now, if this background is very, very bright, let me adjust it by okay. Let me use here. I'll hold down shift and I'll click on white. No, control, and I click on white. So you can see the background is getting brighter. Is adding more white to the color I added initially. Now we have red, okay, and if you want blue, any color that you want, just make sure that it contrasts with your background. Supposing this background is also blue, you can see your text. Even if it is red, you can't see it well because this red is deep and the blue is deep. Okay, you want these ones, the background should be bright, the text should be dark, or the background is dark, the background will be light. Now if I use red as my background, I can use something like yellow. You can see, okay, you can see yellow to have this, or it can go the other way. So the text can be yellow and the background will be blue. You can see that. So something like that. So it depends on your background. So let's say our background is white and our text is blue. So here we have it. You can now print out your work, okay, and cut it. All right. So for printing, you just go to print. Look at this icon here that you see P, or you can click on Control and P. Okay, you can as well come to file here and come to print. Okay, it is connected to your printer. You can see that you take your printer name here and you just print and it comes out and start cutting. So now let's go over to how to put our text in shapes. Okay, at times you can write our welcome like this, but in some designs, like one design, that Mexican fan flower, the fan flower I made, each letter of welcome is inside a specific shape. So how do we do that? So let me let me break this. Control K to break the. Let me break this, and here I have my welcome. So what you need to do now here is to reduce. You double click inside the text and delete others until you have W. Now you need to know the size of your flower. For example, the flower I have there is about 12 inches diameter. Okay, 12 inches diameter. Let me pick an ellipse tool here. So it is an ellipse tool. I'll hold on Control and draw. So this is, let me change this to inches. Okay, so if my flower is 12 inches, right, 12 inches, 12 inches in diameter, so this is how my flower looks like. Okay, so the text area inside, the area I want the text to be should not be more than about 3 inches diameter. Okay, so if I'm using circle, all right, so that it's not going to cover up the entire flower design, all right. And you can reduce it to 3 inches diameter. So this is the size of our flower, but this is the text that I want to put between the flower or on the board, the time depending on the background of your board. So here we have 4.625 inches. So let's change this to 3 inches by 3 inches. Enter. You can see that. So we have this. Now what do we do now is to click on this W. So you click and drag it and drop it here. So in order for you to know that it's well aligned, you select both of them and you press C and E. So it's going to make sure that it is centered. So now we have W. Okay. Select W. Okay. Order it in front. I want to bring it to front. It's behind the text. I'm unable to select. Right click. You order. Bring to front of page. Now it's in front of the page. When I click here, I can see it's clicking. Now, this is what we have. And if you want to make the background different, let me create another shape. Let's create a square shape. Okay. You hold down I've selected the rectangle tool. Okay. Let me do it again. You select your rectangle tool and you hold down Control on your keyboard. You click and drag. So it's going to create a square. So I want our square also to be 3 inches by 3 inches. Here, enter. So we can copy this W here by right clicking and dragging. You right click and drag. When you leave it, it's going to ask, do you want to move or copy? You want to copy. So that is how we duplicate it. So let's make this bigger. So this is our W in our shape. So to now make the rest of the letters, let me bring this out first. To make the rest of the letters, so all you simply need to do is just to duplicate this. Okay, you can press the plus sign on your keyboard to make it 2, but or the best one is to right click. You right click and drag. Right click and drag means when you right click, you will not leave the mouse until you drag to where you want. You leave it and you click copy. So here you now edit the text to letter E. Okay, then you edit to letter E. You select both letter E and the shape. Press on your keyboard. You press letter C. It aligns horizontally. Then you press E. It aligns vertically. So you do that to the rest of the letters. I duplicate. I double click on the letter. Okay, I select it. You click and drag, select it, or you can click here to just delete the text and type L. So you select both, and you press letter C and you press letter E to align it. So let's go on. We have this, you copy. So you double click on the text, you backspace, you click on backspace, letter C. So let C and E to align. Let's go on another letter, which is letter O. Letter M. Letter M. We should have more space here. We still need one more E. Let's make them. You can see what I'm doing. I'm selecting this. I've selected the 3. If I click, you are using your pick tool to do this. When you select a particular area, okay, it's going to select those objects that is within your selection. Okay, you can see that. So I want to try and create another space. You can do this, duplicate M and put letter E, or you can just duplicate this letter E that has been created before here, and you just copy here. So let's create more space so that we can have all of them in the A4. I select and move. My notched offset is too much. This offset here is making the arrow key movements too much. So let me reduce this to like 11. So let me select. I'm pressing my arrow key. Let me show you the key I'm talking about. This is the arrow key I'm talking about. That is on your keyboard. So if I select this now and I click on left, you can see it's moving left. So select this. So the notch I adjusted here is going to determine the movement from each movement of the arrow key. So the one it was before, it was too much. Okay, I need to reduce it here. So select this, select this. So move it upward. Select this upward. So, and if it doesn't occupy, you can put this on another page. Okay, put it on another page. Let me select that M. I think it can occupy. Yes, I think it can. Yes. So we have this on your A4 paper, on your A4 sheet. You can just send and print it out. Or if it does not occupy here, you can change the background size to A3 size. If you use the A3 size, you can see landscape. You can see it's bigger to be able to occupy all your. Yes, and if it is less than, you can create another page. Okay, you can duplicate this page, making 2 pages, and start creating your letters and you print out. Okay, so after doing all this, what you need to do, let me take you back to A4 landscape. So what you need to do after this, when you get this, is to convert this to PDF. Okay, you save as PDF so that you can easily send that to your phone and print it. You go to any business center and print out. Okay, how do you save to your PDF? You save as PDF, come to File, click on Publish to PDF. You see? So let me in desktop, on the desktop, let me name it as welcome text. Welcome text. You can save. Now let's go to our desktop and you can see, here we go, here is it. So you can send this to your phone. Okay, you'll be able to print it anywhere. Okay, so this is basically how to create text for your classroom decorations. Okay, so lastly, before I go, I've told you how to put your color. If you want this text to have different colors, you can as well change. You can click on the shape and give it a color. You can see that. You can give it a color. This you can use red and make the text white. So you can play around with these colors. Okay, you are doing classroom decoration, so you can't just limit to just one color. You can see that. So if this one can be green. Okay, select the text, white, select the shape. Let's give this blue. Select the text, white. Okay, the letter is white and the background is we have purple, so we have yellow, red, blue, green. So Now let's go for pink. So the text is white. So you can play around with this. Okay, this is how all this beautification. You can see when you have a typed letter printed out, it looks more beautiful and professional than using your handwriting to write on papers. No, though you can work on your handwriting and do that, but we're in a computer age. You don't have time to start doing on it. Just design this and you print out and cut. But you can as well use your handwriting to do them on your paper. So this is how you create your text for your classroom decorations. So if you want to type your letters without background, you want to type only the letters, this is how you do it. So thank you very much. I will see you in the next video.